Hey, welcome to Graphic Policy Television GPTV. Right in my hands is Transformers #1, the hotly anticipated debut, or I should say return of the classic property. Written and art by Daniel Warren Johnson, color by Mike Spicer, lettering by Rus Wooton. We've had months of build-up with Void Rivals, and now we get the main, one of the main shows with Transformers #1. No one really knew what to expect going into this, what this take on Transformers is going to be. And honestly, my thought on this is very complicated. I'm gonna outright say right now, this is gonna be a spoiler-filled review. I did a non-spoilery written review on our site. You can go there, but this one's gonna be spoilers because I really want to hash things out more with my thoughts. Because it's interesting. I'm reading a lot of, seeing a lot of other reviews, and people are just praising this. To me, this is a rehash of the original OG cartoon, Gen 1 cartoon, and the first episode. The plots and the kind of beats are the same. The general idea is the same. It's just some specifics are different. And even then, the specifics aren't all that different. There's a little bit more violence. There's a bit more death. And I would say one thing that changed that made a little bit more sense. But overall, if you've seen the original Transformers cartoon, you've basically have seen this comic. Story starts off with Spike, his father, Sparkplug, they call him here. I think they call him Sparky, are having some issues. His father's obviously drinking. There's some family stuff. That's the thing that I think Daniel Warren Johnson has done really, really well. There's clearly a lot more focus, or going to be a bit more focus on the actual human characters and giving them some depth. From there, Spike and his friend stumble upon the crashed Transformers arc, where Jetfire has wound up after his debut in Void Rivals #1 and turned on Teletran 1, who is then awakening the Transformers within. And the first one up is Starscream. The second one up, I think the second one would be Optimus, followed by a few other Autobots and Decepticons. The interesting thing is Johnson keeps the cast really tight and small. We're talking just a few characters on each side, and he does that by basically blowing up Teletran 1. I think it's Optimus takes a shot at it and takes it out. That's actually really smart, and that's the one thing I really do like out of this issue that would have absolutely changed the cartoon. But what it does is it prevents having one side getting tons of warriors where the other side does not, and maybe has to do go about a different way. Basically, it keeps the cast small. It makes resurrections a bit bigger deal, bringing back Transformers a bit bigger deal, and makes deaths a bigger deal. And there are deaths. We see Bumblebee basically just gets executed by Starscream. Ravage looks like he gets shot and killed by Optimus. A couple other are damaged. Jetfire might be dead. We're not 100% sure on that one. Leaving the cast tiny. So in that way, I think the issue is really, really smart. But generally, it's the cartoon. The only difference is we didn't see the satellite go up in the air to start taking scans of vehicles and then make all of the Decepticons and Autobots come back, and then they eventually kind of go off and do their thing. That's the big difference out of it, is it's a bit more thought out in that way, but at the same time the plot beats are the same. The general gist is the same. I mean, hell, even Starscream and his crew go off into a power plant, or construction plant, whatever you want to call it, which is what they do really early on in the cartoon series. I don't remember if it's the first episode or second episode, but they go out and go hit up a plant, this power plant, and if I remember right, Sparkplug is there. So it really follows the Gen 1 plot, I think, very closely. So to me, the comic is a disappointment in that it does not forge its own path so far, and feels like a rehash of a lot of what we've seen, though the specifics might be a little bit different. But in that way, I think it's also really smart. And the reason I think it's smart doing that is because, one, for old Transformers fans, it's familiar. They get back into it. You're not really shaking the tree up too much right away. They can go in and just enjoy it. For new fans, they can go in and enjoy it not knowing any of this. So in that way, it's intelligent. But as someone who read the IDW stuff and really, really liked it because I thought it added a lot of depth, a lot of interesting aspects, a bit more than just robots shooting each other. This comic to me was a letdown. It didn't quite live up to my hopes for doing and seeing something a bit different. We didn't know where the series was going to go based off the teases and Void Rivals, but in the end, when you get these teases and you're kind of just left with a comic that was a cartoon that you've seen 40 years ago, it's kind of hard not to sit there and be like, okay. I feel like we've been there, done that. Yes, there's specifics that are a little bit different. Yeah, there's some stuff that's a little bit smarter. But so far, it's not really surprising me, challenging me, or anything. It builds off in nostalgia in a lot of ways. And some people are going to love it. Well, apparently, a lot of people love it. And some people aren't. And you know what? That's totally fine. The art, I think, is really interesting and solid. Daniel Warren Johnson's art style is really cool. I love his art. And if you've never read Do a Powerbomb, go check it out. He definitely has this kinetic style that I think will fit the comic series really well. And it does a solid job in the comic. Again, it's a departure from what we've seen before, but it works, and I think it works pretty well in this sci-fi pop culture sense. So yeah, to me, it's good. I don't know if I agree with all the praise that's out there. I think it just played it maybe a little safe in some ways. I would maybe have liked to see things a little bit different or teased with something a little bit more than an opening chapter that, we saw 40 years ago. It feels like a movie remake of a classic. It's kind of what it comes down to. And that movie remake can be excellent. It's the opening moments, and this is all I got to go off of. So yeah, this is out now. You can get it if you can get it. It's sold out. There's new printing coming out. Check out your local comic shop. We got a link beneath this video. Put in your zip code. It'll tell the shops near you. No shop, no problem. We do have some links where you can purchase your own. There'll be affiliate links, so we do get a small percentage, and by doing that, you'll support our site. So thank you. And just watching our videos support us, so thank you for that. If you're into comics, check us out every single day at graphicpolicy.com. We're on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Tumblr, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, Threads, Blue Sky, all at Graphic Policy. Keeping it nice and consistent until next time. Till all are one, and keep it geeky. Hey, thanks for watching the previous video from Graphic Policy Television. Just by watching, you help support our site. Thank you so much. Now, if you're watching these videos, you probably care about geeky things like movies, television, comic books, toys, games, video games, you name it. You can go and subscribe right now to our YouTube channel to stay in touch and catch all the new videos, or check out our website at graphicpolicy.com. There's a nice link on this end of the video. But as always, thank you for watching. Keep on rocking and keep it geeky.